down and became governor of Hawaii, Filipinos in America felt that they had come of age in mainstream American politics. In fact, in Hawaii, there are several persons of Filipino descent in both the Senate and the State Assembly. But on the U.S. mainland, the first person to break through the glass ceiling was a lawyer from Laguna, David Valderrama. In January 1991, he became the very first Phil-Am on the mainland to win an elective position in a state legislature as a member of the Maryland House of Delegates representing District 26 of Prince George's County.
When I ran, mine was a historic thing in that I was the first ever to do it here in the state of Maryland as well as in the entire East Coast. And so to gain entry into politics, my war cry or battle cry was very, very simple. And I used to say, a color either than black or white is also beautiful. It was really a longer statement, but I'm just summarizing it because that was the whole point of my campaign. And so with that battle cry, I made it. I was able to kick the door open so that people like me would later follow.
Before then, the highest elected post that had been won by a Pinoy was that of County Supervisor, a seat occupied by lawyer Gloria Ochoa of Santa Barbara, California, and prior to her, by businessman Larry Acera of Vallejo.
One night, this group of a delegation of people who kept urging me to run insisted that at that precise time that they were sitting with me and asking me to make my decision. My wife said, she said, honey, if they really want you to run, who are we to say no? And that was the start of my political career.
The Valderramas broke precedent once again when David stepped down as a member of the Maryland House of Delegates. His daughter Kris ran for the same seat and won, making them the first father-daughter political duo on the mainland.
I'm a member of the Maryland General Assembly, the House of Delegates. I was elected in the primary and general election of 2006. I'm one of 141 delegates in the Assembly and one of two Asian women in the Assembly. Before I decided to run, I still have the same career. I work on the different campaigns, depending what phase of the campaign we're on, whether it's trying to get collective bargaining rights, or if they already have the rights, if they're trying to get their first contract. Depending on what phase they're in the campaign, we work on media and communication strategy for them.
I love it. I'm so proud of Kris. It took me 8 years serving in the legislature to become a committee chair. It took her less than 2 years to become a vice chair. I just feel so proud because here is a respiratory therapist by profession presiding over a meeting of lawyers. I got a big kick out of that.
What led me to that career and for the union. Actually, what I pursued in college was healthcare. I actually worked in healthcare for several years. I pursued respiratory therapy. Before I pursued that, I was already working at AFSCME just as an intern. I have fellow family and friends who exposed me to that movement. I'm sure you know, everyone knows Gloria Kawili. She exposed me to that movement, Kathleen Tapascia Flores, John Milagrito. So I was already involved in that sense. And so that's how I became involved in the labor movement.
Kris and David had in fact been in the public eye all along, with a public affairs TV program which they co-hosted.
Valderrama's America, a multicultural news magazine and talk show. I'm Kris Valderrama.
All the show, a multicultural television news magazine and talk show. And that's what it is. Every now and then, I would have some Filipino stars, you know, breaking the monotony and would do a song. But basically, it's mainstream programming, issues on the state level.